It was early morning of June 23rd, when people began gathering where the liberal politician and presidential candidate Jorge Eliezer Gaitan was gunned down on April 1948, an event that for many marks the beginning of Colombia's long-standing armed conflict. 68 years after, Colombia chose the same place to welcome a historic deal to end the conflict.
This is a moment that our parents always dreamed to see, and it means hope because it is the first step towards constructing peace with social justice. This moment is not the end, but rather the beginning of loads of hope that will lead us to finally achieve what we have always dreamed about.
Shortly after midday, a handshake between Colombian President Juan Manuel Santos and the FARC's leader Timoleon Jimenez closed a groundbreaking agreement for a bilateral and definitive ceasefire. Hugs and tears of joy followed this long-awaited moment, a moment of hope for the new generations and remembrance for those who lost their lives during the armed conflict.
My presence here is a homage to my dad, to the thousands of women and men of the Patriotic Union political party that gave their lives for the project of peace. If my dad were here today, he would be as happy as he was in 1985, when another agreement back then was reached with the FARC that gave birth to the Patriotic Union. So this for me is a sort of a déjà vu.
Unprecedented agreements have been met. While the FARC agreed to lay down their arms for good and all, the government committed to provide economic, political, and safety guarantees for the guerrilla members, including a commitment to dismantle paramilitarism. For 180 days upon the signature of the final deal, the FARC would be located in 31 rural areas monitored by the United Nations, the same body that will also receive and deal with the weapons.
It took us millions of struggles and hundreds of thousands of lives, but today we have a reason to thank all those people that, regardless of being called naive or stupid, always persisted on peace. Today, Colombia has achieved peace through a political and negotiated solution, and this is not an abstract end of the conflict, but rather concrete agreements together with the real possibility that those agreements get fulfilled.
Colombians of all ages and backgrounds celebrated the beginning of a new chapter in the country's history. This was a day in which very different generations danced for the same yearned peace. Natalia Margarita.